Hello friends, welcome to UPSC Logics, and in this video we shall have a look at the separatist trends in the Indian national politics. So this has been done in a one-liner format, and we shall have a look at the history of the Muslim League as well as what happened till the partition of India. So we shall have a look at various missions that came to India leading to the separation of the nation. So without wasting any time, let's begin. When was the Muslim League founded? 1906. Where was the league formed? Dhaka. Who founded the league? Nawab Wakar ul Mulk. When was the Hindu Mahasabha formed? 1915 by Madan Mohan Malviya. RSS was founded in the year 1925. What exemplified the British theory of divide and rule, partition of Bengal, and communal electorate reforms in 1909? The partition of Bengal took place in 1905. Who had appealed to the Muslims to form a political party of their own? Aga Khan. Where was the headquarters of the Muslim League from 1906 to 1910? Aligarh. The political activity of the Muslim League took shape after the headquarters were moved to Lucknow. Who led the Muslim League in its initial years? The Maulanas, Muhammad Ali and Shaukat Ali, Fazlul Haq, Mazrul Haq, and Fazli ul Hasan. In what year did Jinnah take over the Muslim League? 1934. The Muslim League did not fare well during the initial years. Until 1927, the membership was a measly 1,330 members. In which session of the League did the Muslim League's Dr. Muhammad Iqbal presented his historic speech demanding the formation of establishment of a northwestern Muslim state in India? 1930, Allahabad. In which year was the Parliamentary Board nominated by Jinnah to contest elections to the provincial legislative and central legislative assemblies? 1936. In the 1937 election, the League was able to capture only half of the seats reserved for the Muslims, that is 60%. The result in the Muslim majority states for the League was nil. In which session was the two-nation theory of the League affirmed? Lucknow, 1937. The resolution for the two-nation theory was passed in the Lahore session 1940. What was the name given to the resolution by the Indian press? It was called the Pakistan Resolution. The membership of the League had grown to how much by the end of 1946? 3 million. In the general election of 1946, the League captured 75% of the Muslim votes, winning 460 out of the 533 Muslim seats in the central and provincial legislatures. The Muslim community's separate identity and interest had been urged by Sir Syed and entombed in the communal grant of the Morley Minto reforms. Who was the president of the 1921 session who suggested to use the four Muslim-dominated states to be used as a counterweight to the seven Hindu states? Maulana Hasrat Maulani. Who expounded the clearest and the most influential exponent of the two-nation theory? Muhammad Iqbal in 1930. Muhammad Iqbal was also one of the most influential poets of India. The term Pakistan was coined by Chaudhry Rahmat Ali in 1933, and he was a Muslim student at Cambridge. Pakistan meant land of the pure. What were the states that were suggested to be a part of Pakistan? Punjab, Afghania or Northwestern Frontier Province, Kashmir, Sindh and Balochistan. Who dominated the Muslim politics in the Northwestern Frontier Province? Congress-oriented Red Shirts or Khudai Khidmatgar under Khan Abdul Ghaffar Khan. When was the term nation used for the first time for Pakistan? It was used in 1938 by the Sindh Provincial Muslim League. The SIA Formula was proposed in 1944. The formula was proposed by C. Rajgopalachari, and that's why it is known as the SIA Formula. The main contents of the formula were: number 1, The Muslim League would cooperate with Congress in the formation of a provincial interim government for the transition period, and after the close of the war, a commission would be appointed to demarcate the boundaries of the Muslim dominated districts in the northwest and east of India. Number 2. The people of these districts were to decide via plebiscite the issue of separation from India. Number 3. In the event of the separation, a mutual agreement shall be entered into between the two governments for jointly safeguarding defense, commerce, communication, and other essential securities. When were the Gandhi Jinnah talks held? September 9, 1944, Bombay. The talks were a failure because Gandhiji believed that since the SIA Formula gave in to the demand of two nations, the Muslim League need to take back the Lahore Resolution. Jinnah insisted that Hindus and Muslims were separate entities and therefore there should be entirely two different nations. When did the Desai-Liaquat talks take place? 1945. Whom did the talks take place between? Bhulabhai Jeevan Desai and Liaquat Ali Khan. The talks were meant to find a way out of the 1942-45 political impasse. What was the gist of the pact? The Congress and the League would form an interim government at the center on the following lines: nomination of equal number of persons by both in the central executive and representation of the minorities, in particular the scheduled caste and the Sikhs. The pact was never endorsed by both the Congress and the League. Who called both the Congress and the League to Shimla in 1945? Lord Wavell. What was the main point in the Wavell Plan? To leave the Executive Council completely in charge of the Indians, expecting the Commander-in-Chief and to give equal representation to both Muslim and Hindus in the Council. And number 3, this was an interim arrangement till a new constitution was drafted. Why did the Wavell Plan fail in 1945? Due to the demand made by Jinnah that the League alone should choose the Muslim members, and this was unacceptable to the Congress. In what year did the Cabinet Mission Plan came to India? 1946. Who became the Prime Minister of UK in 1945? C.R. Attlee. Who was summoned to England and informed that England had made up its mind to quit India? Lord Wavell. When did the elections take place for the provincial and legislative assemblies in India? 1945-46. How many seats were won by the Congress in the Central Legislative Assembly? 57. How many seats were won by the Muslim League? 30. How many seats were won by the Congress in the provinces in 1937? 714. In 1946, how many seats were won by the Congress? 923. And this was in the provinces. What did the League score in the provinces in 1937? 109 seats. How many did the League get in 1946? 425. How many seats were reserved for the Muslims in the provincial elections of 1937? 492. Who were the members of the Cripps Mission? Lord Pethinck Lawrence, Sir Stafford Cripps, and A.V. Alexander. When did they arrive in India? March 24, 1946. What was the objective of the Cripps mission? To make sure India received freedom as soon as possible. Who headed the Cripps mission? Sir Stafford Cripps. When did the conference of leaders of both the Congress and the League begin in Shimla under the Cripps mission? May 5, 1946. What was the outcome of the conference? It failed due to differences between Congress and the League. On what day did the mission publish a statement putting forward its recommendations, which were also known as the Cabinet Mission Plan? May 16, 1946. What were the recommendations of the Cabinet Mission Plan? Number 1. A Union of India comprising of both British India and the princely states should deal with the three subjects of its foreign affairs, defense, and communications. Number 2. It should have an executive as well as a legislative. Number 3. All subjects other than the Union subjects and all residuary powers should vest in the provinces of the British India. Number 4. The princely states would retain all its subjects other than those ceded in the Union. Number 5. Provinces should be free to form groups. Number 6. The Constitution of the Union and the group should contain a provision where any province by a majority of votes of its legislative assembly call for reconsideration of the terms of the Constitution after an initial period of 10 years. Number 7. Formation of the Constituent Assembly on the basis of recently elected provincial legislatures by allotting each province a total number of seats proportional to its population. Number 8. To carry the country's administration while the constitution was being made, an interim government should be set up. What was the proposed Constituent Assembly composed of? 292 members of the British India and 93 of the princely states. The British India seats were to be divided into 210 general, 78 Muslim and 46 seats. When did the cabinet mission leave for England? June 29, 1946. When was the Congress called upon to form the interim government? August 12, 1946 by Lord Wavell. When was the Direct Action Day called upon by the League? August 16, 1946. What was the outcome of the elections held for the Constituent Assembly elections? Congress won 201 seats, League won 73, Independents were 8 and other parties were 6. The Constituent Assembly met for the first time in December 9, 1946. How many members attended? 205. Who was chosen as the President of the Constituent Assembly? Dr. Rajendra Prasad. When was the objective resolution adopted by the Constituent Assembly? Jan 22, 1947. When did Lord Mountbatten replace Lord Wavell? March 1947. What was the plan that divided India into two? Mountbatten Plan 1947, also known as the 3rd June Plan. So friends, this brings us to the end of this video and I hope you have enjoyed it. And if you are a new subscriber, do press the bell icon. If you're an old subscriber and haven't pressed the bell icon as yet, do press it to get the latest updates from UPSC Logics. And please do like, subscribe and share these videos with your friends. Thank you so much for watching and Jai Hind.